that he was gonna do the Oscars or something like that. He was gonna host the Oscars, and then they blame him for something that he did like 10 years ago. They said something about
on Twitter he posted
something stupid, some stupid comment joking about like gay. Something.
Yeah, he said like something was gay. You know
Yeah, that
like
something was gay.
Comment.
Yeah. But it wasn't even major or anything.
Yeah, it's like too political correct.
Yeah, but because of that, after years, they stopped him from doing the Oscars because of what he said 10 years ago on Twitter. So he made a video saying like, if you are the same person that you were 10 years ago, then what are you doing with your life?
Right.
I grew out of it. I'm more mature. I did stupid shit in the past,
right.
But that doesn't mean I'm stuck in there.
Exactly.
If you're not evolving, if you're not getting better, if you're not
genius,
more mature,
that's why I knew I liked you. You see, I knew there was something like that I liked. I love change and evolving and all that stuff.
For change and evolving.
Exactly. So many people are so stuck in like just being themselves up and like making the same mistakes over and over because they're so afraid of changing. So they look at like the risk of what I'm gonna lose instead of all the things I can gain. Right. And move on.
Yes, I'm very anxious. I
can see that you're very socially anxious, which is like amazing to me. I'm like
I'm super anxious.
She was in a corner in a party like this, like I was like, what is going on? Like,
I was fucking scared that people were gonna say something.
I was coming to talk to her, and I was like, why are you in the corner? Like, what's wrong with you?
Because I didn't want guys to come to me. I didn't want guys to come to me, and it's not like, oh my god, I just think I'm the shit, and I want guys to. I can't have guys not talk to me, but like in Miami, or everywhere, people talk a lot. I don't know why.
Do you care?
Because
you don't want the wrong attention. Like,
no, the following day, I didn't do anything. I was with girls all the time. Even a girl tried to rape me that night. So I was just around girls. The next day, my boyfriend was getting all these messages from a message from somebody saying, "Oh yeah, I saw your girl, but she was out. Like she wasn't acting like she had a boyfriend." What is it?
I was gonna say it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with like bringing something so little and then like. Making it into like blowing it out of proportion where it makes you like socially anxious.
Exactly.
That's when you know that you shouldn't be with that person. But also you have to like analyze yourself. Like why do you let that happen to you?
Do you remember at Push's place? I was in that corner the whole time.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
in at the deck too, but I was with girls and that's it. Mm-hmm. Because I'm scared. I'm like, oh my god, I don't want any drama. I don't want people talking shit. I don't want anybody to say anything. Although I'm not even doing anything, but I just don't want to have any problems.
I think you have to break up with that, Natalie. Can you break up with that?
If you shouldn't, Natalia, yeah.
You shouldn't give. Oh my god, I just call you. That's why I call you Nati. I never know what your name is.
See, you don't even know what my name is, and you expect me to know the outline in this email.
I don't expect anything. I'm interviewing you anyway. I'm gonna get it out of you no matter what, don't worry. Trust me, like this whole project has been so flowy. Like we literally like came today, like and we're in the office, we're like, oh my god, like, you wanna come to London with me? And he's like, okay. Yeah, because I'm gonna interview some people and like we like come up with ideas and you have to just sometimes go with the flow,
Right, yeah.
And you can't be worried about what people say, especially in a place like Miami. Especially in the circle that you're in. Because know, I used to live there, that's how I know all these people.
But
and
I have two different worlds.
It's too tight.
I go to the hospital and girls that are like, and they're super young and they're married. They've been married for years. They have kids. Yeah, I'm like, fuck. Then I come out and everybody's like completely different, partying and like.
What do you want for yourself though? What do you want for yourself?
I don't want. I want to be kind of like in the middle. I want to have a balance. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be like all the time at the hospital stuck in there, but I don't want to be in the social life where I'm just partying and doing drugs. I don't want that. Mm-hmm. So I want to have like a healthy balance, right, to my life, to everything, right, with my relationship, with my job, my things, everything. Mm-hmm.
And so like with that, like where do you see yourself in like 5 years or 10 years?
Okay. Honestly, I wanted to be in a serious relationship. I was thinking like, you know what? I see myself having kids. Mm-hmm. I want to see myself having a real relationship. Something that my parents died when I was very young. My dad died when I was 5.
Oh,
My
wow.
mom, yeah, my
In
mom.
Colombia?
Yeah, in Colombia.
Mm.
He was 38.
Fuck.
Yeah, 38 years old.
Wow.
And then my mom had a car accident here when I was 16.
Wow.
Yes, so that's part of the reasons why I am so anxious,
Mm-hmm.
because I want to know what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it was I was doing when I was in Colombia. I had everything. I had mates. I have
Mm-hmm.
I have everything taken care of. I had my house. I didn't know how to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I came here, and then my mom had the accident. She was after 10 years she got remarried, and she had a kid, my baby brother. He was in the accident. He was 8 months old.
Wow.
So after the accident, he got blind, and he had multiple surgeries in his brain. So when that happened, I was in a limbo, because it was like, okay, your mom is not here.
Mm-hmm.
You were with her. Well, what are you gonna do with your life? You just moved to United States to be with her.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even know how to speak English. I didn't know
How long
a
ago
word
was that?
of English. It was like 15 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they were like, okay, I couldn't stay here by myself because I was still underage, but I couldn't be adopted to anybody because I was too old.
Right.
So where
You see,
where
this
does
is
that
a great
leave me?
story that I didn't even know about you.
Yeah.
That's why you're so sensitive. You see, like,
I'm very anxious.
I can see, like,
I
yeah.
want to know. Like,
yeah.
but where are we going? With who? Like,
Right.
what's gonna happen?
And you're gonna
Like,
want a structure and, like, somebody
Yeah.
that gives you that
Security.
balance. Yeah, security.
Yeah. So I went from having everything because I had the security from my mom to be here, and my family was like, "Come back to Colombia because you have everything here." And I was like, "But my 8-month-old baby brother is fighting for his life at the hospital. I'm not gonna leave him."
Mm-hmm.
So they were like,
And that's the
what are
only
you gonna do?
family that you have, really. Like, the immediate
That's what I
family.
had. Yes. So I had a brother that. My older brother, he lives in New Jersey. The accident happened in New York, but he was like 24 at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't want to take care of me. Like, he was married, like he had his own life, whatever. And so I was like, well, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna stay here. And my uncle from Colombia, that he was the one after my dad died, who was like the one taking care of me a lot. So he was like, but what are you gonna do there? You can't. And I was like, I don't care.
What did you do?
So they were like, okay. They spoke to. I remember the lawyers talking to my brother, and I couldn't, like, I was starting like to pick up words. I didn't really understand what they were talking about. I didn't know how to speak anything.
Wild.
So so they were talking about, like, okay, so who's gonna kind of like take custody of the baby? He was like, yeah, I can take temporary custody. And then I was like, oh, okay, so what's gonna happen with her? He was like, I don't know. So what were my options? Like, foster care.
Wow. At what age?
16? 16, yeah.
You were in foster care?
16. So
Fuck. That's crazy.
so that was the other option.
I get the anxiety now.
But,
I don't know where
God.
it came from.
So then I was like, okay, so I'm homeless now? Like, I don't, or like, what am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do when I'm going to stay. Then I had an aunt that lived in St. Petersburg, Florida, that she was my dad's sister.
Okay.
Who died when I was 5, so I didn't really know her.
Right.
I didn't really know her.
No
like,
contact.
I had no contact at all. Like, she went and visited me when I was a kid, but we didn't have like this bond. Like, we weren't even close. So she was like, listen, if you want to, you can stay in my house. You can study. Like, you can live here. You can work. You do whatever you want, as long as you're good. You're good. You go to school and you have a good job and whatever. And you can stay with me. She tried to adopt me, but they wouldn't allow her because I was too old for that. So she was in the medical field, and she was like, hey, if you here in the United States, if you have a career that is in the medical field, you're gonna have job security. Security again. Like, I went from having everything to having nothing. I didn't even know how to wash my clothes. Not even like washing it myself, but not even how to use a washer machine, like washer dryer.
I still know how to use the dishwasher. I get you.
I
got you.
Like, I never learned.
It's like I wash everything
Or
by hand.
cooked or
I'm like, I hate
anything like that.
technology.
Yeah, or anything like that. So but it just made
You don't
me
think
who I
your
am.
story is fascinating though? Like, hello.
It was just like a shock. It was just so crazy. Like I remember in Colombia, I had everything.
I think you still have to overcome that shock though. Like you're still like in shock to the point that you pull yourself down. Like give yourself some credit, girl.
Well, I actually
Give
yes.
yourself
And then
some
when I'm in
credit.
a relationship, my relationship was like I love this guy like crazy. The first time I ever fell in love, actually, and so I really wanted everything with this guy. And then like we will like he gave me like a key to his apartment, and every time we would fight, he would take it from me. So although I have my apartment, I was like, so you want to leave me homeless? So you want to, and then I was thinking all the
that must
time
have
that.
been devastating.
Yes,
That's
and
crazy.
it was always like that. So it was like, hey, I don't get security. I don't know what's
Did you
gonna
open up
happen.
to this guy? He knew your story.
Yes, and that's what's
Fucker.
worse.
Manipulative
That's
little
what's so
fuck.
bad about it. That like,
That's horrible.
yeah. So
that goes to show you that he wasn't a good person. If I know that you come from the street and that really, really like hurts you, like I will never do it to you if I'm a good person or if I
Yeah.
loved you.
yeah. So it was like
Just so you know,
gimmicky.
that guy, whoever that is, sucks.
Yeah. One time, he even changed the locks. One time he was mad because somebody said something. Again, somebody said something that wasn't even true.
No
And he
wonder why
changed-
you're in like
he
this
changed the
state
law.
of like
Yeah.
paranoia.
That's why I was like,
I get it now.
I'm not doing anything.
Oh, I
He's
get
not
it.
doing anything. Like,
Yeah, you see, I didn't know where it comes
yeah.
from. Like,
Yeah.
this is good to analyze where it comes from. Have you ever done therapy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did there.
It helped you?
It was when my mom died, I went like, oh my god, like it was just I didn't know what I was gonna do. Like I feel like the only thing the person who saved my life without even knowing was my baby brother, because
You gave
I
you
was
fire the
thinking like
motivation.
he was like, how come he had 7 surgeries in his brain? He was 8 months old. And he was
Wow.
blind. He turned blind after the accident. So it was like, how is he here still fighting for his life, and you want to kill yourself because you're just sad? Like it's just like stupid.
It makes you a perspective, right?
Yeah. So it was like, okay, he's not even giving up after so many surgeries. Imagine like he was so skinny after so many surgeries, and it was just crazy. Like here he has an area of his head that like when he breathes and he gets like very like anxious, like when he's breathing really hard, you can see like everything here because he doesn't have cranies. Yeah. So it's like they put a shunt, something here that goes like he was creating this fluid in his brain with the recreate, but he wasn't. It wasn't coming out. So his head was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So they had to put something to extract the fluid. Yeah, to drain it. Everything that they were putting on him, the body was rejecting it. So they kept doing all these surgeries on him until.
For
they
how
did
long did this
something.
process go on?
Oh my god, he was in the hospital for like 2 years.
Wow.